In this video, I want to explain how Wallet works in Biscuit. Here, I have my account open. When you log into your account in Biscuit for the first time, you will land on a project screen. So you can see all the list of projects. And on the left-hand side navigation, you can also see Wallet. Now, as you come to Wallet, you will start noticing multiple components. So let's break this down. This is the overview page. Now, in the overview, at the top section, you have earnings, credits, and daily credit. So let me explain one by one. In earnings, this is the amount that you have collected from your customers through the app that you built in Biscuit. So for example, if you've built an app that is a subscription basis app and you collected, let's say, $5 per month from 5 users, that total amount will be reflecting here as earnings. If you have multiple apps and those apps are also collecting money, then it will all reflect as part of earnings here. Now, this is my demo account, and in my demo account, I have got about $8.99 collected so far. And here it says $4 available. This $4 amount is eligible for withdrawal. So if you want to take it out, like cash it out to your bank account, it is possible to do so. Once the amount is collected in your application, it is not immediately available for cash out. We have a waiting period of about 14 days, and after 14 days, you can ask for the withdrawal. So that's the amount that reflects over here. The next card is credits. Now, credits are spent on building and hosting. What do we mean by building and hosting? Let's say you come to Biscuit, you create a project and you start building your app for the first time. Now, that process of building an app requires some sort of AI in the background. The AI consumption is what we also count towards the building part. Once you release the app to the public and people start using it, it starts collecting data. And so over time, you will have user data, you will have storage for, let's say, files, for example. So all of that counts towards hosting. Now here, I can see that I have about $8.99 in credits, and I will explain how I got this money in my credits here. If you're short on credits, then you can go ahead and click on add credits. I'll explain this in a second. The next card here is daily credits. Now, daily credits is basically an amount that you can spend on building and hosting, and there will be certain limit based on the subscription plan that you have with Biscuit. At the moment, I am in my demo account, and that's why my limit is much higher. But once you have a paid account, you will have certain limits based on what plan you have subscribed to. The next thing that I see here is recent activity. Now, as you can see, my app has collected $4.99, and that's the Folio app. Now here, I can see that after my $4.99 as an earning, Biscuit has actually given me a bonus, and that is at $4.99, which effectively reflects in my credits as well. Alright, so now that we have covered the recent activity, let's move on to credits. There are two ways to get the credits in your Biscuit account. The first one is to subscribe with a $25 per month plan, and then you can get $500 per day credit. The second way of getting credits in your account is doing one-time top-ups. Now, as you can see, you can select either $25 or $100, and then when you click on add credits, you will be taken to a payment flow, and that will top up your credit balance. The next thing we want to look at is earnings. Now, as I explained earlier, earnings is basically any amount that your app has collected from your live users. As you can see in this screen, I have the earnings at the top. The next thing I can see here is some amount is pending because I did a fresh transaction, let's say a few days back, and the 14 days are not over yet. So that will show as pending. And the third thing I see is the credit. Now, the credit here is basically a combination of what I have added from my one-time top-ups and what I have received as bonus from Biscuit. So that reflects here as credits. The second thing that you see here is withdraw the earnings. Now, for the first time users, this is the view that you will see when you are about to do the withdrawal of your earnings. When you click on set up bank account, you will be taken to a Stripe's KYC flow, and in that KYC flow, you will be asked for your company details, your bank account details, and it will go through a verification step, and then you can go ahead and withdraw your earnings to your bank account. Now, since this is my demo account, I want to show you another account where I have actually done a withdrawal and how this view will look like for someone who has done a withdrawal. So let me switch to that view and show you how that looks like. Alright, so here we are. This is my second account where I have actually done a withdrawal in the past. Once you do the first withdrawal, you can see that I have an option to edit my bank details, and then I can always have an option to withdraw the amount. So I'm back to my demo account here, and at the bottom I can see some activity. Now this is where all the activity of your transactions, your earnings from your apps will be reflecting. The next thing to look at is withdrawals. Now since this is a first time account, there will be no withdrawals yet, but let me switch to my other account and show you how the withdrawals UI will look like. Here we are. I had done a $5 withdrawal on 14th April. For every cash out that you do on Biscuit, there will be a certain percentage fee that will be taken out of the amount that you have withdrawn. So let's talk about the last component of the wallet, which is usage. Now, usage is a way for you to track how much you have spent on building and hosting your app. If you have one app, that app will be shown here. If you have multiple apps, we also show you app level view and how much you have spent so far. So let's take a look at one app, which is Folio. I built this app on 8th May and I can see $2.2 spent on that day. And over the course of few weeks, I have got some more spends on this app. And totally, I have spent about $5.89 on this Folio app. Now I can switch this view to, let's say, weekly. I can also switch this view to monthly. Then I can see in the month of May how much I spent on Folio app, and then in June how much I spent on this app as well. So this is a way for me to keep track that I have already spent $5.89 and have I made sufficient money on that app or not. So it's an easy way to track your usage, and this is a way to also understand whether you need more credits or not. So as you can see, I have not spent much today. I have still got $196 left for today's quota, and then I can also use some of my credit balance from 8.99 that is available here. So that was a quick overview of Biscuit Wallet. If you have any questions or doubts, always reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching.